Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is your instructor Joy. So this is one of our shifting technique series. So let me first play one finger scale on G string to show you how shifting works, and I'll get into details. Let me first show you on the side and maybe on the front. I'll play same thing from the front so that you see how my left hand gets changed. So I play from first position to all the way to the 8th position of G string. Of course, one could play all these different kind of scale or shifting and all over the 4 strings, of course, but we're going to focus on one string at a time for now. So as you just saw, my left hand position changes constantly. As you get higher position around there, my left hand turned around so that I can reach the notes well. Not only that, as I get higher, my thumb no longer stayed on the side of the neck, but it gradually went under the neck and then on the side of the violin, on the ribs. So now this is crucially important, because if we don't adjust our left hand or by turning or adjusting the position of left thumb, I mean, we could stretch it just keeping the same way as the first position left hand. We could stretch it, but there's only a limit how much we can stretch it. Not only that, it's gonna be hard to vibrate because your hand is kind of rigid form in a tense form. You want to be able to vibrate and be able to be relaxed so that you can do more than just one slow note, or maybe fast runs and so on, or double stops even. Now, in this video, I'll show you exactly when to adjust what part of your left hand during shifting, playing low to higher positions. I'll give you general guidance, but keep in mind, everybody has a different type of arm, different length of the fingers, different thickness of your palm. So it all varies. You have to try with your own hand and see whether it works for you. Meaning, see if it's relaxed enough for you to adapt as is. Especially for players with an extremely small hand or players with extremely long fingers and large hand. Those are the ones who needs to be a little more flexible with those guiding rules. So now, general rules. First to the 3rd position, left hand stays about the same. The only thing is we have to bring our forearm closer to us from 1st to 3rd, but the hand position stays same. But from the 4th position, the thumb starts going a little under the violin. So, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Now from 3rd to 4th, pay attention to the thumb. Slight underneath, but it's still the thumb no longer stayed on the side, but went slightly underneath. What it does, it's preparing to have your left hand turned for the next position, which is 5th position. So now 3rd, 4th position, the thumb goes slightly underneath. Now in the 4th position, now from the 4th to 5th, in the 5th position, left hand gets completely turned to prepare to be ready while being near the ribs of the violin. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Notice not only left hand is completely turned, but also my thumb is right under the violin. Do you see that? Here. It's no more there. Oops. But like that. Yeah. From 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Now from the 7th position, because we're getting really higher notes, we have to make sure that left hand has enough room in order to be able to vibrate and stay relaxed. So by raising our hand a bit higher upwards. Again, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah? So sometimes some violinists a little more to the right, bring your elbow a little more to the right. Some violinists it's just enough to raise whole hand a little upwards. yeah? But in general, at least in the 7th position, you have to make sure that you have enough room or lengthening your finger length by raising your arm upwards or bringing your elbow to the right. And then 8. Yeah? So now, how do we know whether our hand is nice and relaxed? There's 2 ways of checking. So while you're playing high position notes, just simply touch your palm and see if it's flexible enough. Yeah, like that. Just touch it. And if we're tense, the hand tends to be very hard. So if your hand is hard, that means you're tense. So if your hand is somewhat like soft and jello-ish, and that means you're relaxed enough. That's one way, very easy way of checking. You might need somebody to help you to check that one. And another way of checking is just simply vibrating. See if you can vibrate. That's a good sign of that you're being relaxed. Now, I gave a general guidance of fourth position, the thumb being underneath, oops, and the 5th position going around, and then 7th position you have to turn your hand a little, turn and then raise your hand a bit more. But for smaller hands, you might have to start turning and then raising your hand earlier. For the people with a big and thick hands with long fingers, you may have to do a bit less, a bit later, delayed way. Yeah, keep that in mind. Another thing, when you go for the 7th position, I mean, I kept my finger here on the ribs, but sometimes for smaller hand player, we like to, you can put your thumb right next to fingerboard, because this stretch might be just too much for small hand player. And for a large hand player, it might be just enough to keep the thumb about close to where the neck and the violin ribs meet. Yeah. Again, always check with your own hand and then check and whether you can vibrate and make sure your left hand position is nice and relaxed. That way your shifting is reliable, not just accidental there, but you can always hit the notes the way you like it. Yeah. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. And in the next video, I'll be talking about specific methods and specific approaches of by different pedagogues such as Shevchik, Dunis, and Galamin. Hope to see you soon. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.